Welcome back to the Funliner podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned till the end of the episode for some special giveaway announcements. Hope you guys enjoy the episode.
Have you seen Jason Derulo's TikToks, bro?
Yeah,
I don't have
dude, he goes
TikTok,
hard.
but he's like, I don't know, he's a master.
You should get TikTok.
No,
It's
I mean,
pretty
I'm
fun.
not,
like
I'm
it.
not too elite for
I
it.
enjoy it.
I'm not trying to be like pretentious or anything, or like I'm too old for that. I just don't have time, you know.
Right.
I feel
And
that.
I'm not very coordinated either. That's not true.
Well, TikTok will definitely suck the time that you have left. Like, it's bad.
Malik, you are pretty uncoordinated. I've seen you play
I
basketball.
don't. Yo, every time. Okay, this is for everybody that's watching and listening. I am the greatest basketball player in DCI.
Every
that's-
year.
That's
Come on,
facts. That is
Every
facts.
year.
No one can take that away from me. But every time Everett watches me play, I don't make any shots at all.
See, I don't believe that because if you tell me that you are the best basketball player in DCI, but every time I've seen you play, it's just
Everybody has
brick
a
after brick
kryptonite, and
after
I
brick.
hate you.
I don't believe that. I just don't. I don't. You know,
You just make
I
him
don't
nervous.
see it.
Everett.
Yeah.
Nah,
He's so
man.
I think that's it. Everett's
That's
just
it
too
right there.
pretty.
Yeah.
I definitely know that Malik was the best player at Blue Devils.
Boom.
And-
You heard it there first, folks.
Until we have
Brandon!
a DCI wide pickup game.
You can't argue with Brandon.
I'm gonna
Olander.
assume that he's the best in DCI.
Boom.
Do you
There
remember
you
that one
go.
time we played with, oh my god, I forgot his name. The cook, the chef, that was amazing.
Oh yeah, the chef, the Blue Devils chef, the
Yeah,
I forget his
dude.
name, but he like, hey, can I play? And he's like 45, probably 50, and he was like, yeah, I'll play. I was like, you sure, man?
A Duke ball.
And he destroyed all of us.
He's
not
like
me
dunking
though.
on us.
Jose, right?
Yeah, it was Jose.
Yeah. What a guy.
Bro, I loved Jose. Do
Good guy.
you remember the one time I bought this new hat? That brand new
yeah,
white
yeah, yeah.
Adidas hat?
I told
I
you
was
not
like,
to buy
ooh.
that hat.
Like, cause I don't know. I was like, you know, white will be like good for the sun. It won't be like so hot. Cause I sweat so much, and it looked like you could like wash it like easily.
Yeah,
And
because it was like mesh or something, right?
literally the next day, the day I took it out, fresh new hat, I dropped it in some tar like underneath the food truck, and it was like covered in black tar. I was like, oh yeah, nice.
It was
And
so
I
gross.
went to Jose, and he scrubbed that thing like for hours. And I was like, dude, you don't have to go so hard. Like, thank you, but like, it's not even your hat. You know, I just got it. It's no big deal. He ended up getting like most of that stuff out. So
Wow.
that's my Jose.
Now it's only
story.
slightly gray.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Jose.
Do you
Jose's
still
a
have the
beast,
hat?
man.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I was wondering.
I don't wear it.
I remember
yeah, I
you were
still
like
have
so
it.
sad about it. And
I remember that was like a particularly bad day too.
Yeah.
And it just like added
everything's
like an
happening.
extra level. Everything's happening to me. Yeah.
I
it's one of those days.
I had like a dish, like a Tupperware that I would eat out of over tour, right? And so I would go on the food truck to clean it. But if Jose was also on the food truck, he would stop me and he'd say, no, let me do it. Let me do it. And I'd be like, Jose, you don't have to do it. Like, this is my dish. I'm fine cleaning it. But if he was there, he would like take
Not
it
in
from
my
me and
kitchen.
scrub it. Yeah.
What a guy. What a nice guy.
beautiful.
Dude, his food. I remember because we had someone else before.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like there in the middle of the season, and everybody was like, "This food is like different, but it's so
Yeah.
good." Yeah,
good
that was
stuff.
sick.
The smoke alarm in my room has been unplugged for years. Now you can see that.
I had to rip that thing off. It was like so annoying, and I couldn't change the battery, so I just ripped it out of the wall.
Okay.
Oh,
That's how it's done, baby.
Cool.
Episode
All right.
2, baby. We made it.
Yes.
we did.
We
made
made
it.
it. You know, first episode, you know, we were talking into a void. We didn't announce this yet, but now we're talking to people are listening. Now we're talking to
Well, no. We're filming this before we're dropping the first episode, so we have no idea what the reception is. But let's just
Okay.
pretend that it
We'll
was really good.
We'll say that we're being listened to and watched by tens of people. at this point. Okay, we're
Yes,
doing good.
tens of people.
I think that's accurate.
Tens.
Yeah,
Tens of people.
we're doing
Tens.
good.
So yeah, second episode. Here we go, and we have the great Brandon Olander here on as our guest, the first guest of the podcast. Hopefully, the first of many.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you, Brandon, for coming on. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's
You
good
made it.
to
Of
good to
course.
see y'all.
Mm-hmm. So, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what have you been doing?
Just mostly been staying at home. Drumming. Been doing more drum set stuff on my own. Trying to get better. Trying to get better at that.
Yeah.
Still trying to get better. Thought you were
Still. Yeah. No, it's like
Impossible.
it's definitely drum set it's kind of like its own beast for sure. And so there's all these different things that like it doesn't really matter how good you are at rudimental stuff if your coordination with your feet kind of sucks.
True.
So I'm trying to work it up. Been planting some stuff at my parents' house.
Ah,
Oh,
grown
sick.
grown some food and just like some plants and other stuff. And I just got a haircut last night from my sister.
I'm
Nice.
jealous.
It looks
Hey.
good. It looks good.
Thank
I need
you.
one bad.
Thanks.
Yeah, Alan needs one.
I'm
My
starting
dad-
to look like 12-year-old Brandon Olander right now.
No, my dad's a barber, so I got the luxury.
That must be nice.
I've been good
I-
during quarantine.
I remember doing like the home show in Atlanta. Like you were telling me my dad might be able to cut your hair, and I was so excited, but it didn't work out.
Nah, yeah,
Aw.
there's no way. There's no way. I just want to get your hopes up.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
What's new with you guys? We didn't really get to catch up too much.
Well,
until now.
I'm officially back at the gym. I don't know if you can tell. You should be able to tell by just the way my
can't tell.
my voice sounds. So,
Yeah.
we can't tell. No.
I miss that a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been working a lot.
Where do you work?
I work at Papa John's, and I work
Oh.
at this place called Toasted. It's a grilled cheese and burger place. I'm a server there.
Cool.
But yeah.
I'm just doing school. Like right now, I'm taking a classical mythology class, and I hate it. It's really not fun at all. I just listen to lectures of my professor talking about a book that I just finished reading, so it's not very fun. But like because of like the season being canceled, I'm trying to graduate early, so that's been kind of nice. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I've been really up to is just school stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I finished school, so I'm done with school, and it's been about 2 weeks now. Well, I finished. Yeah, I still got a semester to go, but I finished this semester,
Mhm.
and so I've had 2-3 weeks of freedom now, and it was really boring. But ever since we started this podcast, I've been taking a lot of time editing and figuring all that stuff out. I'm getting really good at Final Cut Pro. As the days go on, I'm getting better and better. But I'm trying to stay active. I'm
This whole
trying
podcast is practice for Everett.
Bro,
Yeah.
you just got to Just Dance. Stay active. I stand by that. Put on some Jason Derulo. Okay.
Playing Just Dance. What do you play on?
What do you mean? What I play on?
Is
Oh,
that
I
like
play on.
like a
I was like expert mode, obviously, but console. I play on the Switch.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Nice.
What else do you have on Switch, Alan?
No, it's not even my Switch.
Oh.
It's my girlfriend's Switch. But
Okay.
I'll answer that question though, Brandon. I play Breath of the Wild, one of the best games ever. Do you have a Switch?
Ooh.
No, I wish I had a Switch.
Oh,
You don't have a
man.
Switch? Oh, I thought you did. I don't either.
Well, who had a Switch on the Funliner? Because I remember
Angelo.
people be
No,
playing.
wait, no, Angelo didn't. He just
No,
always
someone
had
in
one in
no
his
one of the
hand.
drummers, one of the drummers in the front. Because remember they'd be playing it, they'd be plugging it into the TVs on the bus.
Might have been Noah. It might have been Liam.
Oh
maybe?
yeah.
We
Maybe,
had
yes,
one.
one
We
of-
had one at Sonia's. So I like who was the one that had
that
it
was
at Sonia's?
Matt Schwartz.
Oh,
He
yeah.
He bought one for your tour.
Wow.
yeah.
I believe that. I believe
Dude, I remember Connor Logan bought one for tour too in
Yeah.
18, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's my favorite gaming console I've ever had in my entire life. It's so cool. It's like exactly what you dream for as a kid. Like, because as a kid, you'd have, like, a PlayStation 1, but you'd only be able to play it at home. And it's like, oh, I wish I had a little
Game
screen.
Boy. I don't know about PlayStation.
Yeah, I had a Game Boy, bro.
Boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think DS. I remember the first DS. I had that. And I
Yo.
played
I had
a
a
lot
DS.
of games on that.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a huge game changer having a stylus and being able to, like, touch screen. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Yeah.
Dude, I just love like the Super Smash Brothers tournaments that we would have on the bus.
Bro, I gave up on that. After we left for all days and I played with someone in the Blue Devils pit, the Blue Devils pit are god tier at Smash, and I gave up. I can't. I played
Michael
once
Tran.
on the bus and everyone
Michael
saw me.
Tran.
Yeah, it was very embarrassing.
He was insane.
I
Yeah.
remember I suck at Smash. I am the worst. And that game, like, people get so good at that game because it is a complex game, I feel like, and if you practice enough, you can get
It's
like
not
a
easy.
really good level. Mario Kart, on the other hand, in 2018, I had a Switch, and I think like Kirby or something had a Switch, and I remember in the back of the bus in 2018, we would do like long tournaments, like every other bus ride of like Mario Kart, and we would go ham. We played for hours, and it was so fun. Because we would just play over and over again, and it was that we kept a tally of the scores. But I remember that. I'm not good at Smash, but I love Mario Kart.
Anybody who plays Pichu, that's a personality type right there. You know what I
If
mean?
you play Peach non-ironically, that's like an ultimate flex. Absolutely. They have nothing to
Angelo.
lose, and they definitely spent hours mastering it. I don't know if there's a way to master Peach at all. But
Are we
Are
talking
we
about
talking about
Smash or
Smash?
Mario
Yeah,
Kart?
I was gonna say that.
Oh,
I was like, which game are
sorry.
you talking about?
I'm talking about Smash.
No,
But I play
Yeah.
Toad in Mario Kart, and I'm really bad at it though. So I'll never play with you guys.
Okay. This is a kind of fan service question because I kind of know the answer already, but
Okay.
a lot of people were wondering why you didn't march RCC. Because it wasn't the plan that you were going to, and then you decided that you decided not to. Because I remember in the 2019 season, you were kind of like, there was like amongst the drum line, they were like, oh yeah, Brandon might march RCC or da 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 da.
Yeah. I feel bad because I've always loved RCC and I've always wanted to march there. And then especially like once I graduated high school, I wasn't doing my high school's indoor group anymore. And so at that point I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to march RCC. And so I may have told people I'm marching RCC, like I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad because it just never worked out.
Because you're a big liar.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's one well-known thing about Brandon Olander is that he is a big fat liar.
Yeah. It was the long con, you know.
I have
Yeah.
a question. I have a question for me, because I heard that you started drumming because of some girl in elementary school.
That is correct.
I wanna hear
Whoa,
that
I did not
story.
know that. What?
Yeah, I want to hear
Oh.
that story.
Okay. Yeah, this is something I kind of forgot about after I had been drumming for a long time. But then I remembered, like, so I think, like, the version I would tell on the CBS story and, like, just to, like, people who ask is, like, oh, I was just, like, on YouTube, like, looking up videos of drumming, and then I found the Blue Devils.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I was on YouTube in the first place looking up drumming videos was because in 5th grade, we had like concert band, and we could decide what instrument we wanted to play. And so that at the end of like the 4th grade year, our the music teacher was showing us like all the different instruments and telling us about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, like everyone gets like the instrument they want mostly, but if there's a lot of people who want the same thing, we might have to do like auditions or something." And so I took that really serious, and then I heard from a friend that the girl that I had a big crush on through like all of elementary school, that she wanted to be in percussion.
Drop her name.
And so
What's her name?
Drop her
What's
her
name.
name's
We'll just have a.
We'll bleep it.
Yeah, we'll bleep it.
okay, redacted.
Full name. Dox her right now. Full name, address, everything. Go. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
her name's and we ended up going to school together all through high school, and we went to the same university, but like obviously like different stuff. Big university.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw her not too long ago. like a couple.
Do you pay her royalties because she like spawned a legend?
I guess I should. I guess I could talk to her about that.
No, when Brandon sees her now, he doesn't even pay any attention. He just kind of he's like you mean nothing to me.
No, we stayed.
I would have drummed anyway, bro. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. No, we like we still like stayed friendly. We like kind of.
Did it work out?
No.
No, obviously not.
No, it didn't work out. But
is she a music person too? I'm guessing.
No, she did. The thing is, she didn't even play in percussion in fifth grade.
Wow, so she's like, she's like, I have a crush on drummers, and then she's like, and then after that, she just completely ditched the whole band scene.
I got the wrong intel. I don't know. Yeah. So she ended up playing clarinet.
Dang.
We know how we feel about clarinets too. Ugh.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Big yikes on that. Dang. What if Brandon played clarinet?
Oh man. Jeez, yeah.
I could have.
If you think about it, if she was like, "Ooh, I really have a huge crush on flute players,
clarinet
or bassoon players,"
Brandon, obviously that would never happen.
Because no one does.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a funny story. I did not know that. That's cool.
True story.
Brandon's just romantic. He's a dog.
Yeah.
He
only does this out of love.
Yeah.
He does it for the ladies in the stands. That's awesome.
Okay, well, maybe at one point you realized, okay, she's not really paying attention to my drumming, but this is pretty cool anyway. So I'm just
now I have to be perfect.
Instantly amazing.
Well, I guess I would ask, like, do you think that for you, Brandon, it's like drumming is for you, or do you think that you just kind of have that kind of mindset that you want to be really great at whatever you do? Like, if you were to have, like, let's take that example. If you were to start, tuba, do you think that you would have also gotten to the level that you did at drumming that you did at tuba, or is drumming like a thing for you? Like, is that kind of work for your brain?
I think it's a thing for me. Like, not like inherent to me as just like I was like born with it or anything like that, but it just like had that spark, like something about it just like really, really inspired me and intrigued me. So it was because of that I like just became so invested in it. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have that for like everything that I do. Like I'm just I think things are just to be enjoyed.
Right.
But I enjoyed the whole journey of doing this for drumming. So.
Damn.
Wisdom.
Bars
for sure.
Bars.
All right. Well, you know what? While we're talking about it, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's take it over to the 2010 video of you drumming. I mean, when's the last time you saw this, Brandon?
I watch it every
morning.
Oh man.
Yeah, when I'm getting out of bed to inspire me to wake up. When I'm going to sleep to remind myself.
Yeah. Humble beginnings.
What's possible.
Yeah. Okay, obviously this isn't the audio of the video. I had to cut it out because the YouTube channel Drumcore Films copyrighted our entire hour-long podcast for using this 1 minute of video, which technically falls under fair use because we're reacting to it, but that's just how the system works, and we don't have the resources to fight a lawsuit on it. So, anyways, on with the podcast. Enjoy. Okay.
So I feel like people ask you this a lot, and they're like, oh, so like you were just like born with this amazing talent. You had to have spent hours and hours and countless hours like to get that good at that age. Like that just is insane to me. That like I don't know how you're like 12 years old and you're spending like what made you like how'd you find like
in other words how is that video exist? Like how?
Like
that's just what I ask myself when I see this. Like how did you do that? Like that honestly it boggles my mind because that's not easy at all. Like I can't do that.
When I was 12, bro, I was dumb.
I can relate to that. But I don't know. It just like I said, it just kind of seeing the Blue Devils for the first time and like seeing all these different drum corps and drum lines online, it just like set something off where I was just like really, really singularly focused on that. And being like 10 and 11 years old, I had like a bunch of time to do it. I didn't have like, responsibilities or anything. So I would just, after school, just be practicing away.
So how many years, when did you start actually doing like rudimental snare drumming before this point? Like how many years of practice did it take to get to there?
I started when I was 10.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So that was probably 2 years.
Oh my God.
Oh Jesus.
Damn.
That's
And you
wild.
saw the Blue Devils like back then.
Yeah.
Damn. And like I don't. How did this moment happen? Because like when the System Blue camps happen, the kids just like come up next to us and we do like the warm ups and the show chunk, and then that's it. And we like talk to them and say what's up. How did you end up being like in the mix of them? And like how did Scojo find out about you in general?
So and the year before that, in 2009, I went to the Fresno System Blue camp, and they were just playing this exercise, the Diddy remix, and we were. It was like the part where they were kind of in the battery arc on stands, just like playing through stuff for us, and we were just sitting watching. And they started playing this, and I was just playing along, like with my hands on my foot, and I just happened to be sitting maybe towards the front. And so then Scott saw me, and he was like, "Get up there."
He's like, you noticed, don't you?
You noticed.
I can see.
Yeah.
Damn, that's awesome.
That's how that happened. Yeah.
Damn.
So I guess this is
now-
another fan servicey question for anyone, any drummer kids out there that are watching, which probably be a lot because it's a video about you. But what, like, did you have teachers? Did you all learn this basically off of YouTube? Like, did you basically self-learn all the way up until this point?
I would say maybe like half to a little more than half was like self-taught.
Really?
But I had like private instructors from. I started with a guy who was more of just like a general drum set type instructor in Tucson named Jim Howell, who he's still doing music in town and plays shows and stuff, which is cool. And then I got hooked up with my main rudimental instructor for like most of my growing up, who was Mark Leversedge, and he's a Tucson native, and he marched in Sunset Regiment, which was the local drum corps from Tucson way back in the day. And then he marched Blue Knights in the early 90s. He marched with Jeff Queen and some other guys, and he was taught by Ben Moffmer,
Ben Moffmer,
one of the techs at Blue Devils, and Ralph Hardiman and Glenn Crosby, some other drumming legends. So I just was like super lucky that I got hooked up with him. I just went to a music store in town one time, and a guy saw me playing. He was like, "Oh, like if you're really interested in this kind of stuff, you should hit up this guy Mark." And so he introduced me.
Nice.
What's crazy is like when I was 12 years old, I watched this video.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre to me because well, maybe not 12 exactly, but like I was like just starting out in band. My dad's a band director, and he actually marched Snare at Spirit of Atlanta 78, 79, and they won. They won drums one of those years. So
wow,
damn. Tom Float was one of his instructors, and he ended up doing big things at Blue Devils too. But it's just crazy, like watching this again, and like knowing you, and like having these worlds kind of collide in such a crazy way has been so cool for me.
When I saw this, I was in like high school, and I was totally detached. Like I was just like, oh, this is some viral video of some kid. I had there's like no way to imagine that I would end up aging out with you. That's just so insane to me. It is like so crazy, like Alan said, it's so cool.
I mean,
so
I've
cool.
already told Brandon this. I remember in 2016, like the first camp that we had with the battery, like after having made the Blue Devils, whatever, I do remember like seeing Brandon like walk by at like the core hall or something, and I was like, I was, yeah, I know. I was a total fanboy. I didn't say anything to Brandon. I didn't try to go say hi or anything. But like,
did you show him your tattoo yet? Your tattoo of Brandon?
Yeah. The one right on my lower back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even want to go up to him. I was just like, dang, that really is Brandon. Because it's like everyone knows who you are, and it's like you will go down in history as that kid. And I'm sure there will be more after you, but you were the first for sure. Like you were the first, and that's. It really is legendary. Blue Devil of the Year, like March since 2014, like all that is mind blowing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
We should stop complimenting.
No, keep
we
going.
all know
Keep
Brandon is
going
the cockiest guy we all know.
Don't stop.
Yeah, we're just making his head big, bro. He's the worst.
Yeah.
If you get to know him,
Oh yeah, if you get
worst,
to know.
bro.
Yeah. No,
Brandon
I guess,
also has a tattoo of Brandon on his lower back.
I do. Self-portrait.
Yeah. Damn, that is so awesome. Very, very good.
Thanks. Yeah. No, it's I just count myself very lucky to like have found it at such a young age and like had such supportive parents who were like totally into it too. And then they just like took me into all the camps like in California and everything, and were able to help me out to march when I starting so young and like for so many years. Just
did you go to like every System Blue camp until you made Blue Devils, or like that you could
until I made Academy my first year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I went to a System Blue camp every year from 2009 to 2012.
Wow. Jeez. And did you were you center at Academy?
No.
Okay.
No.
You marched with Evan, right?
Big mistake by Academy.
I marched with Evan. I marched right next to him at Academy.
What, you were 15? You're 15 years
15,
old when you marched
yeah.
Academy? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So.
Yeah, Alan,
16 years
Alan,
old.
didn't you start marching when you were 15 too?
Yeah, Atlanta CV back
What
in,
is that like? Because I started when I was
Corvettes.
like 18.
It's not good. That's for sure. I also marched DCA, which means there's 12-year-olds and 50-year-olds in the same corps.
Mm-hmm. That must be awesome.
It's problematic to say the least. But I mean, no, it was still a good experience because like, I still had like lots of DCI staff. But after the 2014 season, like at retreat, one of my visual techs, his name's Alex Swindle, he came up and he was like, "Don't come back here. You need to go beyond this, because he thought that I was capable of it, and I didn't know. I was just like, okay, yeah, sure. So, yeah, I only marched there for 1 year.
That's a really cool thing to say. That's a really cool thing for an instructor to say. Hey, you've got a lot of big stuff in you. Like you gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah, that's kind of like all for like corps like that who like pretty much foster young, marchers, like people who are obviously a little bit too young to maybe do junior corps and commit to something that big, which is the whole reason why like I marched DCA was just to kind of get to see if I even liked it, to see if I can get like a foothold on it, and yeah, it was great. It's the only reason why, to be honest, that I made coat so young at 16, in 2015. So
Yeah.
they taught me how to march, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's hard.
That's cool.
Sometimes you have to be thrown into that environment for you to like learn anything. You can watch tons of videos and be like, okay, I could do that, but like actually doing it is like a totally different thing.
Yeah.
So,
Especially touring at that age is like crazy.
yeah,
I can
it was
imagine.
tough, dude. I grew up fast. It kind of forces you to,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but it was a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
So Malik and Everett, what were your guys' first corps? You should tell the people about that.
I marched Oregon Crusaders in 2015. I was 17 years old, turning 18 in the middle of the summer, and that was difficult. Those are those corps that like kick your butt a little bit, because it's drum corps kind of thing. And I definitely learned a lot. I couldn't imagine doing it at any younger age than I did. So props to you two, you and Alan. But yeah, that's the corps I marched. It was fun for the most part. So that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, I was my first year drum corps. I was 17. I didn't get a bonus year, so I was 17 throughout the season at Pacific Crest, and so I didn't start too young. I was already like nearing the end of high school and But it was, you do grow up really fast. Like, for example, I was talking to Alan and Malik about this. I never cussed before drum corps. And I go into Pacific Crest, and I come out of Pacific Crest like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
yo, Mom,
like,
what's
what
up?
What happened to me? Yeah, it's like, that's just an example of how, it really changes you. I mean, but for the better.
We're not saying, it makes you a man, you cuss now. It was an interesting experience, and if anything, I would have loved to start earlier. If I could go back and do it again, I would have started when I was, 15 or 16, just because, I would have loved to get, I never thought I would be able to do drum corps at all. I never thought that I would be, let alone Blue Devils. Like, that was like out of sight, out of mind. You may know him, Rick Kodani. Brandon, he was a mellophone in 14 and 15, and he taught at my high school. And near the end of my high school career, I started really watching a lot of drum corps, and I was a huge fan of Crown 2013 and all the shows, and I that my tech Rick, he said, like, go audition. He's like, go audition for Blue Devils. Like, never having drum corps, he's like, go audition for Blue Devils. I was like, are you kidding me? Absolutely no way. Like, there's zero chance that I'm gonna do that. That's so stupid. But he kept talking to me. I was like, just go and experience it. Like, if you don't make it, you have nothing to lose. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So in 2015, I drove up all the way up to NorCal, 6-hour drive, and I went to the camp, and I got cut like real fast. Like, I got cut immediately. Oh, it's just ugly.
But it was. But you guys know what it's like. Like, the feeling of being at an audition camp for Blue Devils is like so cool.
It is
like,
cool.
Oh, the atmosphere is electric. Like, it is. Sure. There's a feeling in the air where it's like, this is it. Like, this is the real deal. Even though I knew I wasn't gonna make it, being there is what kind of inspired me to do the next 5 years of drum corps. So if there's anyone watching who's like, oh, I don't think I'll ever make Blue Devils, go and audition. Whether it's in Texas, whether it's in NorCal, whether it's in SoCal, like, go and have that experience, because then after that I was like, well, now I want to do drum corps. So I went to do Pacific Crest, and then I went back to Blue Devils, and I got in. So if I could have, I would have. I wish I had the knowledge about it earlier, and I would have gone out there earlier and got my career started faster. But I will say Brandon started in 2014, and he could have been a 6-year vet, but he's a 5-year vet. Because he took off. This is the one thing that I'm like, Brandon, okay, listen, Brandon has everything, okay? He marched 2014. He has 3 world championships. Like, he's like a legend. And the one thing I have over him is that I got to march 2017. And tell them why you didn't march that year, because
I don't even know what to say to that. I was getting kind of burned out, and I had like all these other things in life, like going into college and all this, which I was like, this is a big life transition, so maybe I'll take a break. I don't know. Stupid. Dumb. Idiotic. Big mistake.
Dang. That's such a good show too. 2017 is like, to miss that. I watched it from the outside. Me and Alan, we were like, damn, we need to be
in the tunnel's like,
yeah.
To miss this would be crazy.
Oh yeah. So, yep, that definitely like. So, and I went and taught the System Blue Camp in SoCal that year, and like seeing you guys, I was like, damn, that is something special.
Oh yeah, that's hard.
And that snare line was so awesome too. Like, there's so many cool cats in that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're cool guys for sure. Yeah. But I would say if you had to choose between marching 2014 or 2017, obviously you don't know what marching 2017 was like, but like, if you had to choose, you'd probably choose 2014 hands down.
Oh man, that's so hard.
Well, rookie is hard though, like just in general, for anybody.
Yeah. Well, I'll say I had a really, really good experience as a rookie, like that. Like, I really treasured that, and I think I think some people maybe have a harder time as a rookie. Like, I don't know how it is like in the horn line. Everett raises his hand.
Me, yeah, I had a rough rookie year.
I'm pretty sure we all had
not
easy
easy
years.
Yep.
Well, not Brandon, but yeah.
Superstar, famous.
Well, not like. I had my struggles, but like just experiencing the environment and with everyone being like everything being so positive, like that's how I just describe it. It's like everyone was so positive and like.
Yeah, that was a good core.
So, that was really good, real good.
We hear stories about him, you know.
Yeah.
Staff will tell the stories.
It's interesting how that kind of is synonymous a little bit with like the vibe of the core and the success number wise at the end, because I think about 2017, like the vibe of the core, everyone was really for the most part pretty nice to each other. Like it was a fun season, like it was chill, like everyone vibed together. When I think about 2019, like that was also a pretty everyone kind of gelled together really well. So it's like those kind of years that happens, it usually means good things for the core. But I will say, Brandon, for 2017, that was the most fun year for the Funliner ever.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Ellis was the bus captain. Shout out to Ryan Ellis, because you are the best bus captain that's ever existed. It was so fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh, but Brandon, you were a good bus captain. Wait, yeah, you. It was you and Sean, right?
Yep.
You guys are good too.
Brandon, you're great too, bro. Don't worry.
But Brandon,
I know
Ryan, and
oh,
you
yes.
know how funny he is. So. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my big regrets about not marching 17 too. Was a bunch of my really good friends were aging out that year, like Ryan Ellis and Sean Clark, and a bunch of those guys that I marched with back then.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
But you can't have everything, Brandon. Don't get greedy, all right? Didn't you message Skojo into the 2017 season and was like, hey, if you got a spot, I'll take it.
I told him that during January camp, because it was by that point I already knew that I had messed up. I was like,
wow.
I was like, hey, if something happens, like, I'm available.
Dang,
Wow.
and even at January camp, he was like,
Well, no, well he just said like I don't know what he said. I think I told him like, hey, I really miss it, like da da da, whatever, and he was like, we miss you too, like we'll definitely keep you in mind if something comes up.
Ugh.
And then, okay, Malik and Alan, I don't know if you guys knew this, but then the day of the Stanford show that year, Scott gives me a call, and he says, hey, there's someone in the Snare line who might have to take the summer off. And so I was like, oh my God. And so Scott said, it's 50-50, but when you come to SoCal to teach the System Blue Camp, bring your stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Dang.
So
I bet you were like excited too.
I was, I literally, I was like, wow, Scott, you saved my summer.
got his sleeping bag and everything. Yeah, that probably hurts ever more. Yeah.
and then he's like,
Yeah,
Lol,
which
JK,
like,
bro.
Yeah, which it was good that that was for Jacob, because Jacob had some health issues. But I'm glad that he got to finish out the season.
Yeah, Jacob, he's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad he did, especially because he didn't get to finish the 2018 season. So, yeah,
that's wild.
What's the hardest snare break you've played so far?
The hardest snare break I've played so far?
Yeah.
I would say probably 2018.
Yeah, I thought so.
The
I thought that
was weird.
No, the trumpet solo.
The one with Malik. The one with yeah.
Oh, dude, that was so cool.
That was a cool moment. I figured that was like the most difficult. It seemed like it was.
It was really hard.
I couldn't keep up with y'all.
It was a lot of weird space, and it like I feel like it like didn't really correspond to the time signature or anything like that at all. It was just like all over the place weirdness. So that was cool. I you know what, I love the high brass drill during that part.
Yeah, the
Rainbow
Road, baby.
Yes, Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road.
God, every time
That's
they
good
said set up Rainbow Road, though, I felt my legs fall off. So hard.
Bro, I'm glad I didn't have to do that. All right.
Yeah.
God.
Okay, I guess if you didn't march Blue Devils, where would you be?
I'd be at home.
Wow. Dang.
I don't know. I don't know. I definitely, Blue Devils was like the first corps that I saw, and so I was like, that's like my idea of what drum corps is in my head. And so other corps, like there's something about Blue Devils that was just like I don't know if it was like the mystique of it or anything, or something about it was like that's the really, really cool one, and then there's all these other corps. So, but but then obviously as I learned more about drum corps, I like came to appreciate all the different corps for everything that they do. So I would say like I was probably my second favorite corps was probably Blue Coats growing up. So I'd maybe I'd have gone there.
Did you audition in 2013? The year you marched Academy, did you audition for Blue Devils?
Yeah, I did.
You got cut?
And what did they say?
Yeah, they basically said, you know, you're still just like a little too young. Go march somewhere else and then come back.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But okay, I was like, how could it be? How could he get cut for any? Yeah, fair enough. I see.
No, it was definitely the right thing for me to do.
Yeah. That first year means everything.
Yeah.
You were in high school still.
Yeah, there's very few of those.
What is it like going from, like, did you marched 2014 and still in high school, right?
Yeah.
What is it like going back to high school after that?
It was fine for me.
Really?
I knew like obviously it's not going to be the same thing at all. It's just like yeah, and I was lucky. A lot of my really good friends in high school were from marching band, and those are kind of the people that I'm still really good friends with a lot of them, and so we just were like hanging out, you know, basically we just were having a good time in high school marching band.
Everybody treat you different? Nobody?
Maybe, but more so people I didn't know than my friends. Yeah. My friends made sure that I was on their level. They were like after 2015 when I came back, I had this one friend who he would just like drop his sticks in front of me. He'd be like, oh no, I'm Brandon. Oh no, dropping my sticks.
Sorry.
Oh no.
Because I had dropped my stick in my INE solo, and so he was referencing that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we need to talk about that.
Give me crap about that.
2015 INE solo. I mean, okay, I don't know anything. I'm not really a snare drummer, but that video I've watched many times, and that is for at least as far as I can tell, the best snare drumming I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, thank you.
Is that solo?
Oh, thanks so much. Wow.
I don't. It sounds so insincere when you say. But like, I don't know. Do like was that like your peak? Could you say even?
I don't know. Maybe. No? Yeah. I think like that was when I was playing the most stuff like snare drum solos. You know, like like the more like. You know, when I was center snare in like 2018, 2019, I was a lot more focused on just like, you know, the line and like playing consistent. Yeah. Like I would just play the show beats all the time. But back then, you know, I was like younger kind of, and I, you know, had more time because I didn't have a girlfriend on tour. And I, you know, just like a bunch of other stuff, like, and not being center snare, I didn't have those responsibilities. So had the time to just like play a lot of different stuff, and so I think I was able to showcase a lot more stuff that year. Yeah, but I think I could have done better. I think
really,
yeah.
Wow.
And I think there are better solos out there for sure.
Really?
Yeah. So actually, you're wrong, Everett. You're actually wrong.
That is not the greatest I've ever seen. Period. I've seen some from 2011 from like Keelan.
Oh yeah. Keelan solos, like I was watching a lot of solos too that year just to like find that inspiration. Like Keelan solos and Kaito's solos. Years.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So good.
God, he won in 2014, right?
He won 13 and 14.
Jesus, so good.
Well, I want to bring up what you said earlier in that the season. The vibe and the feeling and the memories from the season definitely change when you add that leadership responsibility on top of it. Like Brandon, you in 18 and 19, you were, you know, center snare, so it's like it's just a different experience altogether. I feel like, at least for me, it's not the same kind of summer, and it's not any less fun or more fun. It's just like way different for me. I don't know, like if I had to choose like a favorite season, I'd choose 17. Like for sure, like that was definitely my favorite season. But if I were to choose like what felt like the most impactful and the most like important season, it'd be like 19 for me. I don't know if that relates for any of you guys, because, well, Malik, you're a section leader, 19, but.
I mean, well, it's hard to say just because, like you said, the vibe means everything to, like, the success and everything. So, like, if the vibe was, like, 19 and... If the vibe of 19 was happening in 18, I feel like 18 would be more fun just because, like, the having no, like, responsibility over an entire section is a lot of fun. And I know me and Alan definitely did have tons of fun in 18. We were just stupid the whole time. And it was just a good time because, we didn't care. But, like, 19 was so rewarding.
We just didn't care.
We didn't care about anything, dude.
Just some blue coat punks showing up.
No, man. No, but you know what I mean? Like, this just, like, I didn't have to worry. Not that I worried in 19 at all, but it was just, like, I didn't have my eyes on everybody at all times, Mm-hmm. 19 was definitely, like, just the most rewarding season I've ever had, though. Hands down. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, I don't know, we were glowing by the end.
We worked so hard. I mean, 19 was like a working season. Yeah.
How does 19 compare to 15, Brandon? Because I feel like 19 is kind of a similar story where we, we're behind the whole time and then we finally come out at the end. Like, is that kind of what happened in 15?
Yeah, I would say it was similar. I think, like,
was it?
I think the biggest similarity, I would say that those were, like, two similar seasons for the fact that I think it was really, like, the work that we put in to make the show as clean as possible. Mm-hmm. That's, like, what, like, led us to success at the end.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. So what is touring like with Droll music?
It's pretty fun. We've only done it once, but
where'd you go?
We went to
SoCal.
We went to
that party after one of your shows.
Yeah, we went to SoCal basically, and then we also had a show in Tucson around the same time. Nice. So we had a show in Garden Grove, which is like in Orange County, I guess, and then we had a show in San Diego, and then a show in downtown LA.
Is touring fun?
It was very fun. It was like we. So the first day we had that show in Orange County, and then we drove to Riverside, and we got to stay at Sean Parr's house.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
So that was a lot of fun, and then we went to, it was Ricky's birthday party.
Mm-hmm. Ricky.
That was crazy.
Hit Ricky and Liz's birthday, so that was a lot of fun.
Dude, there's a lot of people there.
There were a lot of people, and I got to introduce my Droll friends to all my drum corps friends, so that was a good crossover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It had like fun. All of RCC and Pulse, and like it was crazy. There was like a whole melting pot of all these different drum corps.
You were there, Everett?
Yeah, I was there.
Nice.
Bro, where you been?
There's a bunch of RCC people and Pulse people and Everett.
Yeah. Dude, I was gonna say, I really wanted Brandon to march RCC because I was like this close. I was like this close to marching RCC. I was really close to marching RCC.
Like cymbals or something?
No, I would have been in the Vig Ensemble. I actually auditioned and got the spot. So what happened was, I didn't know if I was gonna take 1 semester off or 2, and I was like, if I was gonna take 2 semesters off, I would stay in SoCal and I'd be here for the winter season. So I had decided, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna take 2 semesters off, but I'm just gonna go audition. Well, they had already had the RCC auditions for the movement ensemble, but they filled 2 boy spots and they needed 1 more. So they were gonna hold a second audition for just like 5 guys that were going to audition for that 1 RCC spot. And I forget who gave me the invite, but somebody told me, and so I went, and Peter did some sick choreo. It was me and these 4 other guys that that had marched some Pacific Crest or whatever. And so at the end, I forget his name, the guy who runs RCC. Brandon, do you know?
Sean Vega
At the end, he was like, the spot is yours if you want it. And I was like, okay, well, could you give me some time to figure some stuff out? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I actually went to like 1 rehearsal or 2 rehearsals, and I joined, the Vig Ensemble. And then eventually I was like, I can't do it. I got to go back to Boston. And I did go back to Boston. But I was close to marching, and the person who took that spot that I was in was Kevin, Julian, and Andrew, I think.
Andrew Guillen, yeah.
Andrew Guillen. He filled that spot. So it was always my dream. It was always my dream to march RCC. Like, that was like right under Blue Devils as being an RCC, you know. But I never thought it was possible, and it really wasn't for me. So yeah, it's sad. I do have one more year in winter percussion. So Brandon, give me some lessons, and I'll try to get good enough at snare.
Okay.
Impossible. Man.
My favorite RCC show, just because I saw them live, was 2015.
Of course. Yeah.
That one is so good, bro. That one was so good.
I saw finals WGI in 2011 when MCM won.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when Anye wasn't even on the tenor line. He was like the dude with like the big drum.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom. That was such a cool show. Like I remember, like I was in 6th grade, so that's when band started for me in my public school, and I like picked up trumpet and everything. I was like, cool, I'm singing with trumpet. And I went to WGI and I was like, I made a mistake. Dad, can I get a pad? You know what I mean? It was kind of like that, and so yeah, that was cool. Like going there, seeing it live was awesome.
I was there that year too.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that crazy?
We might have been like next to each other at the urinal, not even like realizing it.
Yeah.
Like,
You never know.
That's weird.
Damn.
2 little kids just in 2011 don't even know each other, and then years and years down the road they march together.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So Brandon, you were supposed to teach the B Corps. We were both supposed to teach the B Corps this summer. So like, in terms of your involvement in the activity of drum corps, what do you think is like your future in that regard? Do you know? Do you know how long you want to stay involved in it? Is this like a lifelong thing or no?
I don't know. I don't have anything planned that long term. Right. So I'm just taking it as it comes, seeing where things go. Right. So
I agree. I'm kind of like you. I definitely did not plan to stay involved in the activity, but this summer with BDB like was a great opportunity to teach and just do all that in one go. So I was like, okay, I'll just stay in the activity another year, but I really was planning on just kind of cold turkey and moving on. But you never know, it kind of just keeps coming back around somehow. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah.
You got to do BDI with us if it comes back.
Oh, please.
I would be quite tempted to. Cause
we're all 3 gonna do it for sure.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
If it comes back soon,
then we can have a reunion podcast
from Europe.
From Europe. Dang, yeah.
Hell
that trip was gonna be so fun. And honestly, I'm not that pissed that it got canceled because it's gonna happen eventually, and maybe that'll give some people more opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
And that would be really cool if Brandon was there, if Alan was there, and people that couldn't have done it this year could possibly do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Maybe if there's a girl involved, Brandon will teach.
Yeah, maybe if says, "Oh, it's really cool." I think it's really cool when people do BDI. Brandon will go do BDI.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm doing BDI, and then Brandon will do it, and then she's like, psych, bro. I'm out. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So thank you for tuning in to the second episode of the podcast. And before you guys go, we do have an announcement to make. We are going to be doing a giveaway through our Patreon. So if you click on the link in the description below, you'll be able to find our Patreon. And on that, if you donate, there's different tiers and benefits and perks that you can get from doing so. And one of them is a giveaway. And so on Patreon, if you are a patron, we will be giving away the special edition Blue Devils 2019 member Adidas pants. And so they've got the logo here as well as the 2019 member and the coordinates to Mars. And so,
bro, I don't even have one of those.
Neither.
So this is a very exclusive thing, and we're only going to be giving it away to one person. So if you want to be eligible for that giveaway, go ahead and check out the Patreon in the link below. So thank you for tuning in, and next week we'll be having another episode with another special guest, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you then. Anything from you guys?
No, I'm good.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thanks.
Thanks
for having me.
Thank you for
Good to see
coming
you
on
guys.
for the episode. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Cool.
Brandon.
All right. See you guys next week. But before we go, we do have to announce the winner of our Instagram giveaway, which goes to Willie from South Haven, Mississippi. Thank you to everyone for participating, and make sure to follow our Instagram because we will be doing more giveaways like that in the future. Thanks for watching the episode, and stay tuned for next week.